What is going on, guys? We are here again for another episode of Stock versus Not, and we are still working in the Toyota dealership. Today we have the 2015 Toyota SFR. Now, I don't know too much about this vehicle. From what I know, I believe it was just a concept car that was debuted at like the Tokyo Auto Salon or Tokyo Auto Show. But anyways, that is what we are working with today. We have in stock form the performance points at 412. It's making 133 horsepower. It is at a Miata like weight at 2,300 pounds. It is front engine, rear wheel drive, and it's naturally aspirated. Let's go back to the ranking board and see what we're at. Just as a quick refresher, the fully modified F-Type is currently leading the leaderboards here at a 49-second, and the Ford GT is leading in fully stock form. For those of you who did not see the last episode, we had used the Toyota Aqua, which was, our Prius here in the States. That one cut a 109.860 in stock form. Now, it's very interesting because if you look at its stats, it's very similar to what this SFR is. It's about 10 horsepower less. So I'm curious to see how this thing handles, or see what type of time this thing's going to drop. So let's go ahead and hop in here. At least this time we do get to shift our own gears, which is nice. We are on comfort softs. That Toyota Aqua that we did was on comfort mediums, I believe, so we do have a little bit better tires on this. And we of course are a rear wheel drive configuration, so we do have more of a sports car handling type of deal going on. Now, when I purchased this car from the dealership, I thought that this thing was really cool. Again, really gives off MX-5 Miata vibes with its proportions and its setup, kind of low horsepower, inline four, naturally aspirated, little roadster coupe car. And I'm gonna let you know right now, right out the box, this thing is giving off Miata vibes. Very easy to handle. Tires aren't really struggling to keep it where you want it to be at. And it took these S's just fine. And how everyone says driving a slow car fast is a lot more fun than driving a fast car slow. That is true. This is actually a very enjoyable ride, I'm not gonna lie. So keep this car in mind if you ever want to do some weird lobby with just stock cars. And this car does not look that bad at all. Little angry headlights in the front, big open grille. That was kind of the style. It is still the style now, BMW. But I guess 2015 was when that big mouth grille was starting to become a thing with most automakers. All right. So first lap was a 105.918. Definitely slow, but definitely not the worst, I believe. So let's see what else we can push out of this thing. Maybe I should practice more cockpit view so you guys actually have something to look at other than the bumper cam. Let me know. It's not that I don't like using cockpit view, it's just that some cars, it's just, you can't see anything. And yeah, I know it's a sim, sim racing, you should use this instead, but when you're in an actual car, you can actually, turn your head and see or look around the A-pillar if you need to, look out your window. I'm not on VR or anything, so when you use cockpit view, you're restricted to what isn't exactly in front of you, which is not, the way how you should be, driving a car on track or anywhere. You always have to be looking ahead, and sometimes looking ahead requires you to look around things. And cockpit view does not allow you to do that unless, I guess, if you're in VR or not. Alright, but yeah, first impressions of this car in stock form. It is a very easy drive, not much to write home about. If you're a beginner on a wheel or even on a pad, I would say this car is a good one to practice on. Pick a course that you are comfortable with and just hot lap it with this, and that'll get you familiar with your equipment. I don't think we're gonna, oh yeah, we messed up our exit there. Okay, so we are at a 105.918. Actually, our first lap was our better lap. It's interesting. Let's see, optimal would have been a 0.784, nothing crazy. Let's see where that drops us into the ranking board. Does that put us on the overall at all? Absolutely not. So this is a 412, so I think that should put us in the 500s. So let's see here, comfort softs. We are slower than the SVT Raptor and just a few seconds off of the Focus ST. So yeah, SFR did a 105.918. The Aqua did a 109.860. So we actually were slower raw time than the Prius, surprisingly. But again, the optimal would have put us below that. But anyway, that's that. Let's go ahead and swap cars and see how this one handles. So we are now bumped up to a 630 performance points. We are now making 278 horsepower. We are below 2,000 pounds, still front engine rear wheel drive, and we have a turbocharger on this thing. As always, we are using racing soft tires on the fully modified versions, and I do a quick suspension setup on it as well, to make our lives a little bit easier here. And I just realized this thing revs up to 9,000 RPM on that tack in the middle. This is definitely a little pocket rocket for sure. And if Toyota were to make this thing, I believe this thing would have totally outsold that GR86 FRS type of thing that they had going on. I don't know if this car ever actually made it to production. If it did, then I don't know why they never brought it to the States. This thing would have been a Miata killer for sure. This car, fantastic through the S's. Might have cut that corner a little bit too much, but you know what? It's fine. Didn't hit any cones, look at that. Let's go ahead, we're a sub 1 minute lap, as we always should be. Got a nice big old wing in the back for downforce. Type 6 gears. Let's grab that gear, let's see how far we can brake. Oh, we can brake. This car is light, we can brake as late as we want to on this thing. That's awesome. Alright. Let's see if we can make up some time here. If this thing doesn't beat out the Prius, then I don't know what to tell you guys, because this thing is a lot more easier to drive than the Prius. And the Prius was a front-wheel drive CVT slush box of a car. Oh yeah, okay, that was totally my mistake. Got a little optimistic with the throttle. I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as I downshifted mid-turn like that, I was like, what am I doing? What are you doing, dude? Okay. Let's try this one more time. I actually might do a lap 4 on this thing. This car needs to put down a decent time. This thing I owe it to this weird concept car that never made it to real life, because this car would have absolutely destroyed track days and autocrosses and other things in the world if Toyota just decided to make it, you know? Make this thing. Don't you know, make boxer engine sports cars. This thing would have been totally fine. I say that, and then after this one, I believe there's another Prius on the list, and then we get into all the FRSs and stuff like that, so, which I've driven in real life, and I know I talk so much crap about them. They are great cars to drive, don't get me wrong. I'm just not a big fan on, you know, maintaining and working on boxer engines. but that's just my preference. If I could have one and not have to work on it, absolutely I'll keep one. But, you know, it's easier to, I can afford cars because I can do all the work, or most of the work myself. Like, for instance, we just got done putting the clutch in the Speed 3. Was, you know, tough doing it on jack stands in my garage, but we got it done. Yep, this is a very nice car. Alright, 54.278. Optimal would have been a 54.034. Let's see where we're at on the leaderboards with this thing. And let's see. It just bumped out that Prius from the top 10. Look at that. Let's go to the full ranking board here. Yep, Toyota Aqua was a 56. It's faster than the ambulance again. We're just behind the Focus ST. And where does that put us here? It's in the 600s. No, we're in the 700s with this thing. Yeah, so it's faster than the stock GTs, slower than the fully modified Focus ST. So again, another pretty good option when it comes to your 630 performance points options. It's not going to be faster than Focus ST, but you're making almost half of what it was making. So that goes to show that, you know, the performance points ratings on this game isn't quite, I guess, equal. As soon as you put racing soft tires, it totally skews the ranking of these cars. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show up now. As always, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, if I should keep on chugging along. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care what you guys think. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. See you in the next one.